Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Debbie and I read a lot of books, and I'm reading a few series at the moment, which is why we have series sequel Sunday. And today's book is book 18 in the exceptional Sophia Beaufont series called Adjust or Be Eliminated. There you go, that's our new front cover. Seeing that full front picture of Lunis and knowing the voice that I have given Lunis in my head is kind of hilarious, because this is a dragon that watches Netflix, tells dad jokes, and is just an all-round dork in the most lovingly way as possible. But I feel like that picture does really just, it's that kind of face. Yeah. So this book, they finally put it together that Nevin Guzman is behind the events of the past book and the impending war that they know is coming, but they don't know what it entails. So Nevin, as I said for the last book, has got nothing left to lose at this point, and everybody hates him, and he's still in the mindset of the world owes me something, even though it doesn't. And he's just there thinking, oh well, the Dragon Elite are just be too powerful and all this, and he just wants to take them down. Yeah, it's just, you kind of want to slap Nevin. I'm kind of the person who regularly, when it comes to fictional characters, I'm just there going, well, that person has a slappable face, or this person deserves to be put out of my misery. I'm very much like my mother in that regard. My mum does exactly the same thing as me, but used to be like very much like Home and Away and Holby and stuff, and it was just like, this person needs to be taken out now. I'm getting bored now. This storyline, just this person now needs to die. What does that say about me? Have any therapists out there to kind of figure out what that means about me and my mum when that brain goes there? But yeah, to get back to the story, this is book 18 of 24. I'm so close, people. I'm getting real close. I'll be even closer when I get to number 20. Yeah, so this looks like to be a nice short blurb. I mean, most of them are anyway. Yeah. There's something more dangerous than dragons, and it was created to be their demise. But goodness always prevails over evil in a perfect world. However, the world isn't perfect. What the planet needs to survive are brave soldiers and their dragons who will fight for justice. Thankfully, the Dragon Elite are ready to battle until the very end, even if it kills them. Will Sophia and her dragon be able to take down an evil unlike any other before it's too late? Dun dun dun! There was a point when I wasn't sure if the battle was actually going to happen in this book, because there seemed to be a lot of other things happening, and then by the time it got to like chapter 70 mark, it was just like, this doesn't feel like the end yet. So I was wondering if maybe the planning and the actual battle was going to happen in the next book, but no, it's all in here. It came to close to about 100 chapters to really just put everything in. But it's basically the book of them preparing for the fight against Nevin's ultimate showdown. Is that even a sentence? Yeah, so after Nevin's attempts in the previous book, he has managed to find an even bigger monster and has used magic, because Nevin is a magician. He's not mortal, he's a magician. He has used magic to make this particular monster even bigger than it would be. And our wonderful friend Bermuda Lawrence, who, I don't think I've spoken much about Bermuda Lawrence. Basically, she is a giant who knows the ins and outs of like most magical creatures, or all magical creatures, and Nevin originally manipulated Bermuda into telling him about animals, but yeah, it's kind of like mythical creatures that he wanted to use to take down the Dragon Elite. But through magic, Bermuda didn't really know what was happening, and in this book Bermuda realises about what actually happened and how Nevin originally pretended to be a student who was interested in certain mythical creatures, So Bermuda provided the information for this student who she thought was trying to learn something. And then she realised that parts of a conversation that she had were getting really, really murky and hazy, and she was just like, wait, I've been put under some kind of spell so that I can't remember what I talked about, and this is making me think it was actually Nevin behind it all. And so Bermuda shares her thoughts and feelings about everything with Sophia, saying, I believe that it was Nevin who was behind all of this, and once I've let my mind clear, I should be able to share with you what I think is Nevin's ideas and goals for the fight that he is trying to put in place here. Bermuda eventually is able to figure out exactly what happened in that conversation with Nevin when she didn't know it was Nevin and she thought he was a student who was just learning about magical creatures. And to be fair, it was kind of Bermuda's weakness, because as her strength as being a mythical creature expert, Nevin kind of tapped into that as a weakness a little bit, because he was just there going, oh well, Bermuda will share this with me anyway, because she would want to share this information. But yeah, so Bermuda managed to figure it all out, and it means that while you've got Nevin in the background going, ah ha ha, they'll never see this coming, they have been seeing this coming for about 3 books. Because who was it that told Sophia? I think it was her fairy godmother, I think it was Mei Ling, who said there is a battle coming and you will need armour. But yeah, so basically the elite were warned about this about 2.5 books ago, and so they knew there was something coming, they just didn't know what. So in preparation, they have had armour made by Jeremy Beremy, the massive spider seamster. So they have brand new armour which cannot be infiltrated, which does come in very, very handy in that battle that they have at the end of the book. And yeah, they have full preparations for this. I know Mother Nature was involved in kind of getting them prepared and helping them, but as well as that, as well as getting all prepared for this massive war that was brewing, you also had in the background of this one them trying to find a new librarian for the Magic Library, for the all-time library that holds every single book ever written in existence, because the last one, well, was killed by Trin. I say killed by Trin because originally the librarian that we originally knew was a skeleton, and then Trin got rid of the skeleton and became a skeleton in order to get the information that she needed to help protect her kind. And when I say that, if you're just jumping in, Trin Caranti was a baddie a few kind of in the first 6-12 books. But then it turned out that actually she wasn't a baddie, and she was actually technically on the side of the Dragon Riders, but she just needed their help. So she is a half cyborg pirate who cannot be fixed, and she has now been taken under the wing of the Dragonlate and is now their housekeeper after their previous housekeeper Ainsley left after getting her memories back. Trying to explain this story 18 books in to somebody who hasn't read it. That's going to be hard work. Well, it already is. Excuse me. I have got a cold hot cross bun in front of me. Because they're called hot cross buns when they're in the packet. And they're not hot. And I haven't toasted it. If I had toasted it, I'd still call it a hot cross bun, but I haven't toasted it, so it's a cold hot cross bun. Or is it just a cold cross bun? My brain is very weird today. Where was I? The other storyline in this book is them trying to find a replacement librarian, because after what happened a couple of books back when Nevin tried to blow up the library and they ended up just moving it, they had some issues with the portals of the library kind of having problems. So did you just hear my stomach rumble? But yeah, because the librarian didn't have a set place, it meant that everybody's portals were going haywire. And now in this book, they finally put the library in a set place so that it can't be bothered by Nevin, and so that people can actually access it again. Because in the magical world, people need access to that library when they need to. So they need to find somebody who can be okay with just being completely alone for centuries and just occasionally helping out the odd tourist who needs to find a book. There was a point when Trin was considered for that role, and they realised it wasn't the right role for Trin. But this time, they found somebody called Paul, who lives at the top of a volcano, which seems bad. And in this book, it is bad, because they use that volcano to convince this guy called Paul that the library would be a perfect fit for him, because it's Liv's cat, Lynx, called Plato, who basically comes to Sophia and Liv and says, I'm sending you guys on a mission to find this guy called Paul and convince him to come to the library. So then Plato says, because he's a talking cat, he's a talking lynx, as you do. And Plato comes out and says, right, so he lives at the top of this volcano and you need Sophia's book about hidden places to find it, because otherwise you won't be able to see it. Because that's a book that Sophia has now in her possession. And so they go out and find this place, which turns out to be just off the coast of Italy. And they realise that actually if this volcano completely blows, it could kill people. So they need to first convince Paul to take the job and take a letter which will take him straight to the library. And then they're in the thing of how to stop the volcano, which Plato, the lynx, when he does turn up again, he was just like, oh, I'm so glad that you managed to convince Paul to take the job, but I didn't realise you were going to sort the volcano thing out as well. Just like, this lynx is a minx. But yeah, so those are your two main storylines running through. It feels like we get a lot of Sophia and Liv time in this book, and I really enjoy that. I love the sister relationship, because it's like they're both on their same paths, but when they're together, they're as thick as thieves. And it kind of sounds like me and my sister, because we're very, very different people. My sister's gone down the nursing route and she's in the NHS. Me, I'm a very creative person. I've always been into drama, and you know, I can play a nurse on TV, but I don't want to be one in real life. But when the girls are together in my family, that's me, my mum and my sister, we are ridiculous. It's amazing we haven't been thrown out of anywhere yet, because we just laugh so much. We are just so close, and we are thick as thieves, as well as Sophia and Liv throughout these books. Their sister relationship is just lovely and brilliant, and I love the fact that whenever they get together in any book, they always end up going out to eat and ordering pretty much everything on the menu to eat between just the two of them. Got hair floating. But yeah, just the idea of these two young women just eating everything on a menu, and the waitress is there going, got any people coming? And they're just like, sure, just leave it here. And then they just eat it all. Yeah, I think it's happened every single time Sophia and Liv get together. They go and order the entire menu and just eat all of it. It's not like the sitcoms where they have a bite and leave. Throughout the books, they very clearly eat everything that is put in front of them. Or at least they try to. Because I must admit, in this book, they are interrupted by Plato telling them they've got a mission to do. But they do eat as much as they possibly can. So these are girls who I enjoy, that they're not afraid to eat. But yeah, I'm still loving these books. I am wondering what's going to happen next now. Because in this book, Nevin's taken out by his own creation, believe it or not. I'm not going to spoil that too much, but yeah, it's come to the end of the Nevin Guzman storyline, but there's still other people that could come back, or there could be somebody new going entirely to come and disrupt them for the next, what book number am I on? This is 24 books. So I've got about 5 books left. But yeah, I really want to know where it's going to go next. And obviously, because I've been given a hint in the author's notes that there's going to be another Beaufont book with a different Beaufont, and you're just trying to figure out how that's all going to tie in. So it's just like, oh, so who is this other Beaufont going to be? Is it going to be Sophia and Wilder's, like, daughter? It's just like, I'm way too excited as a 34-year-old about these books. But I don't care. I don't care, because I'm enjoying it, and that's all that matters. And I think Sarah Andel, oh my god, that's the wrong way round. Sarah Nofke and Michael Andel, I think they are a great pairing together. Again, I still have no idea, like, who does what. From the sound of things, Sarah does the majority of, like, ideas and stuff, and then I think Michael just helps to put it all together. I don't know. But that's just based on what I get from the author's notes, because it seems that Sophia and Liv are based on Sarah. Because Sarah Nofke's author notes for this one stated that she finds Sophia and Liv the easiest to write because they're mostly based on her, and then she has a lot of friends who she puts into the stories, and yeah, I just think it's really cute, and I don't understand where she has the time to write all of these, because there's like 24 book series of Liv, you've got 24 books with this one, there's references to another series that she's written in there, and then she's got another one coming out, and these ones were written like 2020-ish. Well, actually 2020 was referred to as future Sarah in the author notes, so it was written pre-2020 and kind of 2020-ish because there's references to writing some of it during lockdown, so it's me trying to figure it all out. But yeah, I'm still loving these books. I think it's a fantastic fantasy series for anybody to get into, because the fact is it's not just about Sophia. You've got 4 strong men in there to follow as well, because you've got Hiker, the leader of them all, and then you've got Evan, Wilder, and Maka, the other dragon riders. You've got Mama Jamba in there. There's just so many different people in there for readers to identify with and say, okay, that is who I am reading this for. For me, I feel like I'm reading this for Sophia and for Mama Jamba and Ainsley. So you can just identify with all of them. But yeah, so that was Adjust or Be Eliminated. There you go. Yeah, go read them all. You can get them quite cheap on Amazon, to be honest, but I'm sure you can find them anywhere you want to find them. So it's Adjust or Be Eliminated, book 18 in the Exceptional Sophia Beaufont series by Sarah Noffke and Michael Andel, and they are just wonderful. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Please do if you're not, because I enjoy communicating with people. I have been communicating with people a lot more in the comments recently, so don't be afraid to send me a message, because even if it might take me a while, I will see them and I will respond at some point. I'm just an incredibly busy person because I work like 3 jobs. But yeah, so thank you, love you, see you next time. Stay safe.